Welcome to another exciting episode of the $1 Million Peddlers. I'm Paperboy.
And I'm Deaf. And Mr. Magazine.
I say you're cleaning your ears right there.
You're
Shut
a
that
little
all
loud.
loose.
A little loud there.
Welcome everybody to the channel. Today is Saturday, and we have a whole bunch of BOLOs today.
Yeah.
What we do every Saturday is we present you some sales highlights from the past week. And we always shoot a little bit in advance, so these are our Christmas week sales. And I'm sure there's a lot of good presents sitting underneath people's trees.
Yeah.
Why don't you take it away, Mr.
All right.
Magazine? Oh,
All right. Paperboy's not the only person that sells books.
see, now that I would have kept.
Intelligence Agents by Timothy Leary.
Where'd you get that from?
Autographed. Good customer of mine brought me a bunch of his stuff in like a year or two ago.
Oh, I would have kept that one.
Signed 1979.
No, I don't collect signed Timothy Leary
I
books.
didn't know that, but now we might still have some for sale. The Intelligence Agent. Now, oddly, do you know the backstory? This was supposed to be called Timothy Leary's Back. I'm just kidding. Anyways, it did go for $139. The books go for good money. Being signed goes for really good money. So keep an eye out for those. You never know. If you look for the signature, you got some money there.
Now, would that have been one of those if you put LSD as a keyword?
Yeah, if my lister knew anything about that, sure, that would have helped out. Maybe, I don't know if it would have went for much more, but it would have sold a lot faster than 2 years ago. That's my opinion. All right, moving on. Next up, Amazing Spider-Man number 13.
No, I don't collect Mysterio.
I upgraded. Do you collect Mysterio? I don't know anymore. I know you collect 90% of the comics that are in Overstreet, so I got to watch myself. So we had this up for $1,600, then $1,444 in sale. Most right now we're selling for $1,200, $1,000 to $1,200. So I took $1,100 on it. I do have a better condition one I'm going to grade shortly, so I figured I might as well sell this, get some money back.
So any of those old Spider-Men, though, are all really, really good if you see them out there, even in any condition, to be honest with you.
Absolutely. Raw, graded, whatever.
I just saw on Heritage a coverless #1 that was only the first story. Went for $4,000. Something like that.
Amazing Fantasy 15?
No, Spider-Man.
Really?
Something like that. Went
Holy
crazy.
cow.
Went crazy money. Yeah. Maybe not quite that high, but it went pretty good.
Wow, yeah. It's amazing. He is
Spider-Man.
amazing, yeah. Next up.
No, I don't collect these.
Pocket cards. You've seen these before. I have a horde of them at my warehouse.
Oh, $95.
Lamborghini Countach. They all sell for about $80 to $150. These Lambos. Lambos are hot. Any vintage Lambos, carded of anything. Hot Wheels, Matchbox. You got good money there, so look them up. Even loose, this is probably a $25 car. Any vintage Lambos, you can't go wrong. Garage sale, estate sale, wherever you got to go.
In any size.
That is true. Just like underwear. Moving on. Dinky Toys. This is I don't know, a caravan, Armagnac. Yep.
Easy
anyway,
for you to say.
It looks like a camper to me.
Yeah.
And campers do sell, die-cast vintage campers sell any shapes and forms, anything like that. So definitely pick them up. This one for $70.
Well, and another little thing out there for you. Pretty much anything camper sells. That's the Camper Life is a whole thing. In fact, there's a Camper Life magazine. Those sell. Better Camping sells. I picked up a lot of brochures. True story. In my day job, I had to do work with somebody, and I asked them where they were from because they were up here, and they said, well, we moved here from Elkhart, Indiana. And I said, hey, don't they make? And he goes, yep, that's where they make tons of mobile homes at Elkhart.
Okay.
So, and I only learned that from selling lots of brochures, because pretty much every brochure of mobile homes has, or trailers, all that stuff,
Very popular.
has Elkhart, Indiana as the production place on it. So,
There you go.
see, yep,
All right.
you get smart through reselling.
Yeah, but any die-cast, Hot Wheels, Matchbox, Tonka, you name it, pick it up. All right, next up, I bought these probably a year and a half ago. September of 21. I bought a bunch of these in a closeout. Buffalo Bills, Nike Blue Vapor Jet gloves, all different sizes.
Now, what is Vapor Jet? Is that just a brand name? Or?
I think that's a cool marketing word. Wow, it's their Vapor Jet.
I
mean,
well,
if you put them on, I don't think you're gonna fly like a jet or have any vapor behind you. But it does sound really cool. But
no chemtrails.
It could be the artwork, the little red lines, because
right.
You're running so fast. But I don't know. It's a Bills thing. Who knows? It's like a cult. Anyways, they've been selling like hotcakes now. They're hot. Everyone loves the Bills. Everyone loves Josh Allen. So pick up Bill stuff.
You know what else everybody loves?
Money.
Keeping their hands warm in the wintertime.
Oh, that is true.
You probably, but again, you bought them a year ago. Had they been listed straight through?
Yes.
Yeah. And how many did you sell over the summer?
Not very many.
Not very many. Yep.
Yeah.
And that's another one of those things that you probably will have a couple that don't sell.
Yeah.
And guess when they'll sell?
No.
Next year.
Next
If they don't
year.
sell this year, they'll
Exactly.
sell next year. Yep.
All right. Don't buy these.
No.
1992 Upper Deck Wall Stars
Oh.
posters. This is Magic Johnson and John Stockton, both Hall of Famers, both popular. This took like 10 years to sell.
Oh.
Obviously, if you're Michael Jordan, it's going to be a whole new ball game. He will sell. But, you know, these guys are top 50 Hall of Famers, and it took 10 years for it to sell for $20. You know, they're cool. Maybe just nobody wants to put Magic Johnson and John Stockton stickers up on their wall.
Well,
That
and
could
let
be
me
it.
ask this question. This would be something or other that I would definitely do in my listing. If I opened that, would those stick on my wall still?
They may. Yeah, it depends on
Or
what
they
type of
may
sticker.
not.
Yeah, they
And
may
that's
or
the
may
whole
not.
point.
Yeah.
So
right.
a little tip out there, and you may want to mention this. Well, obviously 10 years ago, you're not going to rush out to buy these again.
Right.
But I always, anytime I have any old stickers, things like that, I will put in my listing, this is a collectible. I cannot warranty that it will still
That's a good
work.
idea.
Because all of a sudden they buy it, they
Right.
open it up, and it's 1992. It doesn't stick still.
Yeah.
That'd be like somebody or other buying, which I'm sure people complain about this stuff. I bought
Right.
those 1953 Wheaties from you, and they were terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were. No,
True.
they tasted pretty much like they did back in '53, but
Exactly.
so always do note that. Just put that little disclaimer. This is for collectible purposes only. Just so that way, if somebody tries to use it, at least it's kind of on them at that point.
Sure. Cool. You're up.
Oh, I am. Nice. North Africa Language Guide, 1943 WW2 U.S. Army Military. I brought this up because I don't know if you remember a couple of weeks ago, you had mentioned, in fact, we did a show about it, where you had said, if you've got so much stuff, why are you still looking for stuff?
True.
And I mentioned, well, I picked up some military stuff that I just know is going to sell. I sold this, a language guide, and two others out of the collection for $25 a piece. So I got $75 back. I paid $50 for 24 items. I'm out of it off of 3. I've got the other 21 to make my money on.
Yeah, they got a lot of friends in the corner they're hanging out with right now.
And there you go. And that's the reason why I bought this, even though I'm trying to buy less stuff.
Sure.
And it sold quickly.
Yeah, you
That's
can't go
the
wrong.
key.
And, no-brainer's a no-brainer. What are you going to do?
Yep. Speaking of which, I brought this to you as an item of the week, thanks to Local Mike. Picked this up at a library sale. Couldn't really find any comps on it. Someone overseas bought it, and they paid the full boat.
Nice.
And I think it got shipped by boat. Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath Songbook, Black Sabbath 1974. Couldn't find any comps on it. I put up at $64, and it took 3 months to sell. But ended up selling at the full price. Sometimes you just got to take a flyer and put a price on it, and you just absolutely never know. And obviously I put a reasonable price on it because I ended up selling. But you can often find these songbook sheet music at sales. Definitely pick it up if it is contemporary, because everybody thinks when I think sheet music songbooks, they think 1930s, 1920s. There is a market for the newer stuff. I saw a lot of the newer stuff. Whitney Houston, Taylor Swift, all that
Taylor
kind of
Dane.
stuff. That stuff sells, definitely. Taylor Dane probably sells also. I sell, generally speaking, a lot of different magazines than Mr. Magazine does. We kind of, the line of demarcation, we share the 50s through 70s. I don't sell much from the 80s on, and he doesn't sell much from the 40s on back, as a general rule. Not that you won't, not that I won't,
Right.
but generally speaking, I tend to walk by a lot of the newer stuff, and he just doesn't really care a lot. And a lot of it has to do with his listers. It has to do with what I enjoy listing and so on. However, I ended up with a house call where I ended up with some newer stuff. And I got to say, Mr. Magazine, pretty good sell-through on the new stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm doing something wrong all these years. Shh. Vogue Magazine,
Oh,
May
nice.
1990, Ivana Trump.
Yeah, new. 32 years old. Sure, it's new.
To me, that's a very
Yeah,
new
right,
magazine.
True.
$28 on that over there.
God rest her soul.
God rest her soul. Definitely did sell on there.
She was a saint.
Ebony Magazine, December 1987, Lisa Bonet, Ernest Green, Harold Washington. Took a $28 offer on that.
Nice.
Vogue Magazine, April 2016, Kendall Jenner, $28 on that. And this magazine is nothing but Kendall Jenner.
Wow.
It's, I don't know, 60 pages of nothing but Kendall.
I would have doubled the price.
Well, see, and that's why I'm still learning.
Yeah, cool.
But again, and it's sold in like a week.
No trade backs on decades, okay?
But I still sell the obscure. Ukrainian Women's Association of Canada 50th Jubilee Book, Windsor, Ontario. $23 on that, 2019, 104 pages. Apparently, and this is where I actually didn't do very... Oh, no, there it is, 1982, printed 1982. I was just saying, I didn't think I printed the date down. 1982, though, something other like that. How many of those can possibly be out there for sale at any given moment? Not a lot. Zero at this point. But this is, we've talked in the past about knowing your immediate area. We have a large Ukrainian population here in Rochester. I would say once, twice a year, there's an estate sale. Ukrainian family, someone has passed away, and they've got a lot of Ukrainian books there. I've kind of turned it into something or other that I end up buying those books all the time because, again, I got $23 out of this, and at most I paid $1 for it at a sale. Granted, it did take a few years to sell, but somebody or other wanted it.
Exactly.
So that's where you learn your local area. Something that does sell all the time is JFK stuff. JFK,
Wow,
Senator
nice.
John F. Kennedy Coffee and Donuts Program, Marple Township, Pennsylvania, $152. I had no idea what this would go for. I put it up at $75, got a bid pretty much instantly, and ended up getting 11 bids on it. Went for $152, and literally all it is
Where'd you get it from?
picked it up at online auction.
Wow, nice.
5.5 by 8.5. And opens up. So literally all it does is have his name on the front and opens up and mentions him in there. $152 for that. I did see it at the auction, and I said, that's a good piece. I think I paid $75 on the whole lot. Doubled my money off the one item that I wanted, and I've got the other stuff that I can sell at some point as well. Alrighty, so hit the...
Or
Just
There's
one more thing.
There's one left.
Just one more thing.
All right.
Time Magazine with Columbo. Just one more thing.
Yep. Gotcha.
Do you get it? 'Cause
Yeah.
just one more thing. November 26, 1973, Columbo, Billie Jean King, O.J. Simpson. Ended up going for $15. However, it did go overseas, so I did get paid for shipping as well. So $15 plus shipping. Rough shape, detached at one staple, heavier spine roll on it. Again, you can find these things out there all the time. You'll pay $1 for it is what you'll pay for it. I ended up picking up 15 for it, and I got to use a really bad joke.
It's amazing. In all of eBay, this has to be the only one because the condition's poor, and you sold it for $15.
That is true.
I mean, there's not one, unless one better was like $50, which is highly unlikely, you know.
Or it could have been two.
I've never seen it. I mean, I may have had it or not, but it doesn't look like I've had a bunch of them or sold many of them.
Well, it could have been because it was somebody international. Perhaps the other people weren't offering international.
Sure.
You know, I don't know. Perhaps they felt good buying from me because of the positives, and they said, "Hey,
Yeah.
this is somebody who knows how to sell it."
Sure.
Just one more thing.
Mm-hmm.
Hit the like button,
You got that right.
and we will see you next video.
Take care. Bye-bye.